The first option is simply go short castle, and another one is to go d6. After short castle, white should play knight c3, and here you have another two options. You can take knight c3, bc3 and play d6. If you love to play against hanging pawns d4 and c3, black is fine here. Next you are developing your bishop. You can decide is going bishop d7, going bishop g4, or going just b6, bishop b7. After knight c3 you can also go knight c7, taking the bishop on b5. Now if they take bishop c6, this is very cool for us. We'll take dc6, opening the bishop on c8, d4 pawn is hanging, we can go bishop g4, knight e6, or we can just play bishop e6, knight d5, taking control of the d5 square. So black here is just better. And after knight c7, if bishop a4, then to go d6, attacking opponent center. After e d6, queen d6, we will play against isolated pawn. If you love such positions, go ahead and go here. And here I'm going to show you the second option, which is d6. Idea is that after knight c3, we take knight c3, bc3, and instead of going short castle, which will transpose to the previous line, we take here a de5. Now it looks like white can go d5 and win our knight on c6 because of this pin. But in these cases we have a very typical answer, it's a6. We counterattack opponent bishop on b5. If he goes back, the knight on c6 is free, so he can go a5 or whenever he wants. If this is 6, we take opponent bishop on b5. After bishop a4, keeping the pin here, we go b5. Again, if bishop goes back, then knight a5 will be. And if this is 6, ba4, queen a4, white wins the pawn. But the thing is that we take opponent's pawn on e5 earlier, so pawns are equal. We go here, short castle, next move queen c7, bishop goes f5 or g4, then rook c8, and c6 pawn is having problems. So after d5, d5 is not a problem for us, we just go a6. Probably after d5, the main answer for white is knight e5. Now again, pinning our knight on c6. Here we do, at first glance, a very strange but a very strong move. Bishop e5. We give our bishop on g7, but get compensation after short castle with opponent's weak pawns on e5 and c3. Yeah, really, we are missing our bishop on g7. Here our king is a little bit weak, but the thing is that there are not enough material so white can organize attack. Also, our bishop on c8 is doing very important job. He is always will prevent some e6 or f4, f5 attacking threats. And after short castle, next move we are just going queen a5. Bishop on c8 is probably will stay on e6, rook d8, rook c8. All our pieces will placed very nicely. e5, c3, and even a2 pawn will have problems. If white takes bishop c6, bc6. Now it's here is opposite color bishop middle game. Endgame is fine for us, and if they don't want to go endgame some queen a2, we can go some queen a5. Somewhere will be possible bishop a6, but even if you play bishop e6 and rook d8, rook b8 fighting for this b and d lines, white will not have enough material for attacking our king on g8, while there have lots of problems with this e5, c3 and a2 pawn. So here after cd4, I gave you two options. You can go the one you love more, short castle, knight c3, and here first option is knight c7, and then next move to go d6. Second option it was after knight c3 to take knight c3, bc3, d6, and third option, which I love most, is d6 immediately, and after knight c3 take the e5, and after knight e5, bishop e5 and short castle. This position is around equal, but it's very easy to play with the black, and it's very easy to outplay our opponents. You choose the one you love most.